hello and welcome to Maruti Suzuki Imaginate. We're here at the Auto Expo 2023, building the future as we go. And I'm joined by two innovators today, and we're all set to talk about all things innovation. Please welcome Mr. Hemanth Satyanarayana, founder and CEO Imaginate, and Mr. Sunil Rawal, founder and managing director, Angeltech Logistics. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to like a learning session because I'm really inspired by everybody who's sat on this seat, and I've learned something new every single day. Acha, ye bhi ho raha hai, ye bhi ho raha hai, ye bhi ho raha hai. So I'm guessing this is going to be another one like that. I'll start with you, Hemanth.
Hopefully.
Tell me, what is the startup all about?
So, again, I'm Hemanth. I represent a company called Imaginate. Imaginate is a DIY metaverse software firm for enterprises who would like to figure out how to use metaverses. So we provide a DIY tool which enables enterprises to do an end-to-end usage of metaverse, be it in sales and marketing, as we see all around us, metaverse is used. Beyond sales and marketing, we also have the training, where you can train different employees in virtual worlds, and finally on field support, so that those employees who get on ground in front of a car or something like that, they know how to exactly do that, whatever they've learned in the metaverse, right? So it's a DIY metaverse software for enterprises is what we do.
It's a DIY metaverse software. Let me ask you a question coming from a layman. Is it difficult for you to explain to people what metaverse is? Because everybody knows the word, but not everybody knows what it is.
Yeah, well, great question there, right? So metaverse, is used for a lot of things, right? So it also has become a catch-all word. But I think if there's one word that I can talk about metaverse from our point of view, Imagine's point of view, it's immersion, right? So when you look at videos as a medium to market a product or to teach something, so video doesn't really immerse you unless you get into an IMAX kind of an experience, right? Now, as opposed to that, metaverse, the one word that I can talk about metaverse very quickly is metaverse immerses people either in a marketing activity or in a training activity or in field support activity, right? So that's metaverse to me.
Like a real-time experience.
Like real-time, immersive experience where it engages the person to actively involve in whatever is being taught to him. Beautiful. Or whatever is being spoken to him, right? If it's a car that's being sold to me, as opposed to seeing the car video on a YouTube screen. So here, there could be a car seller who is probably in Haryana, and there could be a potential buyer who's sitting in Chennai. He could see the car in the metaverse as in his home in Chennai, and the sales guy can also come in as an avatar and explain all of that to him. So that's the kind of level of immersion from a marketing that can happen.
That's lovely. Mr. Rawat, how about your startup? And when did you start it? What's your team like?
So I'm from Angeltech Logistics. We started in 2016, and initial few years were about product development. We are a IT company which specializes in logistics domain. We provide end-to-end platform-based logistics services, right from procurement of logistics services to settlement of freight bills.
Right.
We handle domestic transport, air, and by sea, all modes of transport.
So you've covered all bases there. And how did the mail program help you in it?
Multiple ways. One of the most glaring things which come out is the rigor they follow.
Right.
It is so rigorous and so well planned that right from the initial shortlist to the winners getting announced, it's a complete process wherein you get a lot of mentorship by one of the best mentors available in the world. The entire rigor is so objectively managed by GHV and Maruti team, and the team composition. For example, in most of the companies, what we do is we go and convince them that why should they hire us. Here it was other way around. The way the entire mail program rigor is designed, they will have a business team working with you.
Beautiful.
So there are no challenges of change management. The business teams, us and GHV, the mail team, will have the same objective. Now that the startup has been shortlisted, how do we make sure that it is the innovation is utilized by Maruti? In fact, one of the selection criteria is this. But nevertheless, now the next big thing is they provide their own business environment, actual working environment for you to do the proof of concept. Third thing which has happened with us, which is brilliant, is we came up with a few innovations. Here was business team, and the Maruti being Maruti, such a big company, it has all kinds of variations and challenges associated with their imports and exports. They gave us a few challenge statements saying that your innovation is here, but can you also do this? Let's work together, co-create the entire thing and make your product better. So today, after the mail program, our product is much better than what it was last year. And with this, we've got, because we are one of the winners, we've got a lot of, PR. And based on that, whenever now we are going to a customer and we're pitching them on our product, the overall BD process has become a lot easier rather than, the earlier wherein you're just trying to influence and trying to get into the company, find the right, opportunity for them to talk to. It's brilliant.
Well, so I just got a call from Maruti Suzuki. They decided to invest 100 crores in your business. I'm just joking. But I have to tell you that everybody who sat here and said that is because mail program has really added so much value to the product. Well, I just made a statement. I had no inside information whatsoever. I can tell you that.
I'll hold you to that.
I can promise you, Hemanth, really, I have nothing to do with this. But tell me about your experience with the mobility challenge.
Yeah, sure. I mean, in one word, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. Mr. Sunil talked about almost everything that I wanted to say.
Oh, really?
Right?
Yeah, you see.
Right.
Validation.
Yeah, it's validation. Absolutely. Right. So, I mean, I honestly, right, I have not seen any other accelerator program like Mobility Challenge. I was actually a part of a program called Mobility Challenge from Mail, which was co-run by T-Hub, right, which is where our office is based at, right. It was a very, very involved program. When we're actually applying to it, typically when it comes to applications, the company would say, this is our problem statement, go ahead and apply. There are 2-3 rounds of screenings, and then if you're selected, you're selected, right? So here, what was surprising was the Maruti Suzuki team was actually worked with us during the screening process. They're not like, hey, you're a startup, just go figure it out yourself. These are our problem statements, right? They're like, these are our problem statements. Let us help you understand what these problem statements mean. Instead of you coming up with your own pitch deck, why don't you send the pitch deck to us? We will refine it. This is before selection, right? Before selection, they wanted to work with all the startups to help them understand how their solution can be used in their problem statement, because not every startup is expected to understand what a customer is actually looking for, right? The startups, generally product startups, create a product which has a varied set of customers, right? That's how you can get scale, as opposed to creating one solution for Maruti Suzuki, one for another company, and so forth, right? So they may get lost in terms of applicability of their product to the company that they're talking to. So in the screening process, that's our first eye opener there, right? We realized first, we thought, hey, why do we have to do so much even before we're selected?
Correct.
Right? The answer for that was that our internal team realized they're actually coaching us for free of cost even before we are selected. Right. Long story. After like few months, we got selected. I mean, it was a 2-3 months screening process. There was a lot that we learned. And even before the result was announced, we were like, hey, even if you're not selected, it's okay. We understood a lot in terms of what the company expects.
Right.
We got selected. And then it was 2x of what has happened earlier, or maybe 5x of what has happened earlier, right? So it was again much more than just showing problem statements. So here, like Mr. Sunil said, it helped us validate our product over that 6 months of journey with Maruti Suzuki, right? So where we added a little bit of features to our product so that the usability of the product to our target user, in this case, it's the service engineer at the service workshop of Maruti Suzuki, right? The goal for the solution that we have deployed for Maruti Suzuki is that it requires the technician, every new technician at a service workshop, to be equivalent to that of an expert who probably has worked there for about 30, 40 years, right? Through a solution like ours. So here, we weren't that target was not something that we put in the beginning. But through Maruti Suzuki's association, we realized we can actually get there. And at the end of the program, we closely working with the business team, the user, and the innovation team, right? All of them together, we were able to advance our product, although it meant a lot more working, reiterations of our solution and the data that we got from the team. But we're very happy that it happened. It made all our team, get deeper into the use case, get deeper into the customer problem statement, than looking at it more from our product standpoint.
Got it. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That way we understood how we can demonstrate ROI of our product for a customer who buys our solution. Right? How we can sort of translate that to how the service technician can solve those problems in just about a few minutes versus few days in the past. Right?
And that helped you in your journey to going to the market.
Absolutely. Right. The last thing that I want to say is, like Mr. Sunil mentioned, it was go to market now is super easy for us as opposed to like having to explain metaverse and things like that, right? So we had to just tell them, look, we have Maruti Suzuki as one of our customers, right? We're working with Maruti Suzuki on for one of our softwares that immediately like alerts, brings everybody's attention immediately.
Yeah.
Maruti Suzuki is a leader in the automotive space, and when we're doing something with Maruti Suzuki, it gives immense recognition, immense validation for what we're doing.
Mr. Rawat, would you like to add to the fact that how did they help you in your journey in going to the market?
Oh, sure. And then before that, I just want to make one point. See, in most of the companies, it's like, you coming here with a lot of difficulty, we'll give you some time slot. You come and present your offerings and we will evaluate whether you're good enough for us or not. Here it was, as soon as they found a innovation, which was nowhere else available in the world, and which was applicable within MSIL, Maruti Suzuki ecosystem, they selected us. And then it's not convincing and influencing them that, yes, this service is better, our platform is better, we have a lot of innovation. It was the other way around. Multiple players actually are involved in every big company before a contract is signed with the startup. Here, the innovation team, the business team, the IT team, and the coaches, everybody was working with us to make sure that we are successful. And that was a huge, our product improved. We learnt a lot in the process. Our overall, as some certain very simple things like our overall presentation skills also got improvised. So, huge value they added.
Well, we can see that. Well, Hemanth, if I have to ask you, who's your role model? Who would it be?
Well, it's actually my uncle, right? As opposed to, I look up to a lot of industrialists like, Elon Musk, and recently I came across Satya Nadella's book. What he has done after he has joined Microsoft as a CEO definitely helped me understand how to run large organizations, how to scale up. Right. So while there are good takeaways that I have from a lot of entrepreneurs, but my role model, if I have to say about one name, it's my uncle. Who had a little small shop. The values that he had when it comes to like serving customers, treating customers with respect, and how every rupee counts. That's sort of what I want to imbibe in myself as I scale up.
Well, that's very sweet. Rawat sir, do you have a role model?
So I have actually two. One is, Infosys chief, Mr. Murthy.
Of course.
And, I can't stop admiring him every time I read something about him. Every time I learn quite a bit. And the second role model is one of our actually partners in the company. He is so creative, such a great quality of mind. Education-wise, he didn't focus upon, so probably, the way the system goes, he couldn't shine up there. But wow, a lot of innovations and a lot of creative ideas he brings in. And whenever he talks about, any product innovation or adding some features, we all shut up and listen to him and do what he says. And it turns out to be a great thing.
So if you had an advice for a young entrepreneur who's watching this, what would your advice be?
I would say don't lose heart in the first couple of years, and in case you've planned for whatever in terms of resources, including the cash reserves, for about a year or 2 years, plan for 5+ years, because nothing goes as planned. Whether your product, concept, idea, or the way the expenses will happen, and the way the customers you will be able to win.
How about you?
Everything goes haywire.
How about you, Hema?
Yeah, well, this is what Mr. Sunil talked about. It would be about how you modify or drive your product development in line with what your customer is looking for, right? You generally have a product roadmap, and you sort of work on the product roadmap based on what your intuition is and what you're excited about when it comes to technology, and maybe based on some of the first few customers that you've looked into, right? But what I would suggest is keep the angle of getting feedback from the customer also continuously, not just first customer, second customer, third customer, and see how that sort of comes into and becomes in sync with your product roadmap. But don't change your product roadmap based on each and every customer. Right? Whatever your roadmap is, just ensure that roadmap excites customer 1, customer 2, customer 3 equally. Right? But if you're sort of adding one for customer 3, one for customer 2, and one for customer 1, you're actually building a big product of different use cases. But it doesn't serve 100 customers with the same use case.
Correct.
So suggest to sort of focus on building that vision the roadmap right in the beginning, to ensure the same roadmap can serve 30 customers or 100 customers with the same amount of excitement as customer 1.
These two are brilliant advices. So I hope that people do listen to this very carefully, is because this will really help in anybody's entrepreneurial journey. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you everybody for watching. This is the Auto Expo 2023. If you've loved it, do share your love with us, and stay tuned for many such more motivating videos. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to love it.